We will be starting here in a second. Bitcoin to 7,000. Are ICOs dead? How can you pick up cheap altcoins? All that in a few seconds. Let's give it some time to get this, to get some viewers out there. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this around to your favorite groups, friends, whoever you think is ready to hear some good crypto news or just some crypto talk in general. So we're gonna give it a second and let the chat fill up. Hit that like button and share this out there, guys. We're going to make this one quick. I'm going to try to keep it 30 minutes max. 30 minutes max, guys. Can you guys hear me out there? Ali Khan, you're like my #1 fan. I appreciate that, Ali. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate all you guys who are here with me. Let's get it started. I appreciate all you guys that are here with me, that watch, that learn anything from what it is that I'm saying. Sometimes I'm rambling on. I just appreciate you guys, just in general, every one of you. Yes, Harlem is in the building. Yes, Harlem stand up. Harlem stand up. New York City, stand up. All right, so let's get it, guys. If you missed the live stream earlier, matter of fact, let's get right into it. If you missed the live stream earlier, I was talking about Bitcoin to 7,000. Bitcoin is 7,000. Is it possible? It is very much so possible. And why is it possible? Look at the volume candles we're getting here, guys. Look. Bitcoin closed with such volume that it didn't even leave a wick. All right, we got a pure volume candle. Now, it is very much so possible for Bitcoin to pull back into the moving average or the support line before pushing higher. But I don't see that happening. I think we're going straight to 6,000. We may get a little sideways movement, a little flagging upwards of a bullish flag, and I think we're gonna test 65 easy. Some of you guys may excuse me, some of you guys might not have been around for times when Bitcoin has gone up, you know, doubled in price in one day, or, you know, more than 50% in a day, like how altcoins do. But there has been times when Bitcoin has done that, and I think we could get easily, just because of the different things that are coming up. Bitcoin Gold, I already said my piece on Bitcoin Gold. I think it's kind of whatever. And then 2x. I think 2x is going to be at least a respectable coin. Even though whatever some people feel like the agenda is that's going on, I still think just because Coinbase is going to allow you to store it there. Now, even if Coinbase doesn't allow you to buy it there, it's still bullish that they recognize it enough to list it and to give you a whatever they're going to call it, Bizcoin or 2x or whatever they're going to call it, and actually have a wallet for it so you can hold it there visibly. You know, so that's going to be big. And from there, you know, it's just going to lead to Bitcoin 2x pairs, you know, so Bitcoin 2x Ether pairs, Bitcoin 2x Neo pairs, Poloniex and stuff like that. So I will hold the Bitcoin 2x coin. I will not most likely hold Bitcoin Gold. And all of this is pushing us up. Let's look at the Fibonacci. I covered this earlier, but this is just for the people who kind of missed that. All right, so right here, let me put a ray so we're not missing any of the action. put array right here. Boom. 7,012. 7,012. From the current area that we're at, that's a 23% move. 22%, 23%. Very possible. And I think we're going to see that. I think we're going to get some up movement, then we're going to get some flagging, and then we're going to get a hard push through 7,000. I don't think we're going to close above 7,000. But if we do close above 7,000, that's super bullish. So that's Bitcoin. That's a little look into Bitcoin. But then again, guys, we do have this trend line right here. All right, and this is, I was doing this trend line because I was getting a triangle squeeze going on right here, and then we broke the triangle squeeze. So this is looking very bullish. But the market, like I said, the market can always pull back into the moving averages, which are going to be moving somewhat like this, right? Or they can pull back into the trend line. We can extend the trend line, or it can pull back into support. So I don't want to hear, oh, we're in a bear market if we pull back into support, even if we pull a little bit below, because we still have this trend line. All right, so, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going straight up. I think we are going straight up. So that's Bitcoin. Now, are ICOs dead? Are ICOs dead? Matter of fact, let me check the chat. Is this the link to the chat? Yes, it is. Can I talk about Obsidian? Yeah, I'll talk about Obsidian a little bit later. Are ICOs dead? I think personally, because I've looked down this list of ICOs, and in my opinion, all of these ICOs are not something that I would risk putting my money into before the coin is actually launched. So all of these coins are things that I would either totally ignore, or I'm trying to see if I see one that I would either totally ignore these coins, or I would pick them up on the exchange afterwards. So the only one that I could possibly, I do like hacking, but I don't think it's not something that's gonna be like, you know, super bullish. It's not something that's probably gonna be like a big money maker. It's not that type of thing. But the idea is kind of cool. And I think Syndicator is okay. And I think Block V is okay. But though, at the rate that ICOs are coming out, right? At the rate that ICOs are coming out, there is, I mean, unless you're actually doing the research and reading these white papers, and most people that I talk to about ICOs, they don't read white papers. I don't understand how you can get a serious feel for the coin without reading the white paper. Now, the serious technical parts you may not get, but the white paper is going to give you a deeper look into a lot of the aspects that they're just advertising to you. Like, okay, we can do this, so we have plans to do this. The white paper, sometimes, not all of them, because some of them are very vague, the white paper is supposed to give you a little bit in detail, a deeper look into that. Okay, so for you not to read that is kind of like, you know, and then to be investing in ICOs right now, especially the way, at the rate of which they're coming out, right? And the rate of which they're getting added to exchanges, right? They're not getting added to exchanges. All these ERC20 tokens, they're ending up in Ether Delta. That's like the cryptocurrency waiting room. Basically, that's the cryptocurrency waiting room in a hospital. So they're getting added to Ether Delta. Most people don't want to use Ether Delta. It's a cool way. Excuse me. Well, it's a cool way to get coins as before they go big. Like, you could have bought Chainlink at 17 cents if you weren't able to get into the ICO for 10 cents. So that's cool. But as far as selling on a big push up, the market isn't bullish enough where people are going to go out their way to go to Ether Delta. So the coins are getting stuck there. Even something like Chainlink. I personally think Chainlink, out of a lot of the ICOs, Chainlink may be the one to get added to Bittrex next. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Chainlink. Or, yeah, Chainlink. Or maybe Kyber, but I would say Chainlink first. And they're not even added yet. So the ICO market, the rate that it's coming out, that they're coming out, and people not doing real research, so they're investing in these ICOs, and when they don't get drastic flips, you know, they're not happy. So the whales that get into ICOs really early, even at launch price, at a very minimal launch price, they still make a lot of money because of the discount that they got. So they're winning from that. So I don't know. I wouldn't put my money into any more ICOs. I participated in the Tezos ICO. I didn't put many Bitcoin in there, but I did put the amount of Bitcoin I put in there. The average holder of Bitcoin doesn't have that many Bitcoin, right? So, but in doing so, I missed out on Bitcoin as far as that portion of my Bitcoin that I chose to invest. I missed out on Bitcoin Cash. I'm about to miss out on Bitcoin Gold for that portion, 2x. So I don't know. A lot of these coins, guys, it's if the coin is going to make money, right? The best thing to do, I mean, not the best thing to do, but if the coin is going to make money, most of the money is going to be made after the launch. All right. So even though people got a 2, 3, 5x right out the gate, the most of the money, the bulk of the money is going to be made after that. So you don't want, you're not missing anything if you don't get into the ICO. Even though I am super bullish on Tezos, but even if I didn't get into that, most of the money will be made after. All right. So how do we get, because this one is not going to be hours long. We did that earlier. How do we get cheap altcoins? All right. How do we get cheap altcoins? And there is always going to be a time for you to get cheap altcoins. You know why? Now, the reason that it's always going to be, hold on, let me check this. The reason LTC, yeah, LTC, I'm super bullish LTCs. I am bullish LTC. I'll talk about that in a second. But the reason that you'll always be able to get cheap altcoins, well, I'm too far down on the list. The reason that you'll always be able to get cheap altcoins is because FUD. All right, FUD is a great thing. All right, you have to learn how to use the FUD. Don't be upset when the FUD comes around. When the FUD comes around, you have to have a portion of Bitcoin that you are willing to risk in the short term to make a lot of money on the bounce. Now, what does that mean? Let's say if I have 10 Bitcoin and I am willing to risk 1.25 Bitcoin buying my favorite coin right now. Well, not my favorite coin, but something I think is slept on. Obsidian, right? In a time like this, right? Now I know the Bitcoin Gold fork is about to happen soon. And I know 2x is about to happen soon. So I'm not going to take a ridiculous position in Obsidian, even though I feel like it's very undervalued, right? Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, I'm willing to risk 1.25 Bitcoin out of my 10 Bitcoin, right? And scale into Obsidian. All right. Now, I'm not going to just scale in at the price that it's at. I'm going to wait for the FUD to take effect, because Obsidian was much higher than this. But because the market cap is so thin, all right, because the market cap is so thin, these coins do not stand up to FUD well. Even coins that have 80 million, 90 million, $100 million market cap, they do not stand up to FUD well. So what I like to do is, once I hear some kind of FUD that it may be positive Bitcoin, but negative altcoins in the short term, what I like to do is, whatever the price is, so let's just make this for easy math, 8,000. Let's say if the price is 8,000 and FUD kicks in, I'm going to set a buy order for 30% or more. All right. Now, if this is a type of FUD that I think is going to last for a few days, I may even go 50% or more. All right. And then I'll start scaling in. I'll start putting in buy orders at 50%. All right. Now, for whatever reason, a lot of people think that, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's more so of a FOMO type of thing. But people think that these coins, the coins can't go down. And the price that it's at, it's only up from there. But we all know that's not true. All right. So any kind of FUD, you have to be willing to risk a small portion of your Bitcoin, right, into a coin that you're interested in. I'm interested in Obsidian right now. So I'm willing to risk a small portion of my Bitcoin. And yes, it's going to fluctuate wildly from the FUD. You know, these type of coins lose 20, 30% in a day. You know, 25%, this is nothing for a coin like this. But after the FUD dies out and the seesaw effect starts to wear thin, these coins bounce heavy. All right. Bitcoin value, they bounce. This doesn't matter to me. I mean, as far as when you're cashing out, yeah, this is great. But to get more Bitcoin, you want to focus on this. All right. Because within the bigger market cap coins, what you'll see is the USD value will fluctuate very small amounts, but sometimes you'll lose a good amount of Bitcoin value. And that's what's going to lose you or make you Bitcoin. So use the FUD to your advantage. If it's a FUD event that you think is going to, you know, shake things up for a day, 2, 3 days, put in buy orders 40% or lower on these small coins. All right. Not your whole stack, not half your stack, not just a small portion, maybe under 10% of your setup. Let me check the people that are with me live in the chase. Who's with me in the chase? Can I make a video on technical analysis? Yeah. We're gonna get real familiar with the technical analysis. We're gonna get deep into my style. Hey, we're gonna get into the bag of tools. Hit that like button, everybody. BT 6,500 by the end of the year. I definitely think so. Easily. I think we could hit 6,500 before the 2x fork. All right. And we may get some China news soon. So if we get anything that even hints towards some positive China news, Bitcoin is going to go crazy. Bitcoin's going to go crazy. And then these bags that some people are holding, that's the money's going to just spill over into those. And then those are going to, you know, rising tides. Rising tides, ladies and gentlemen. Rising tides. How many viewers do we have? Everybody hit that like button, sir. Okay, so the crypto chaser analysis is basically it's time for you guys to get whatever coins that you're interested in, my take on it. So you just say it in the comment section and I'll cover it. I might not be interested in it. I may not be bullish overall as far as the idea of it, but I will give you the technicals, my opinion at the current technicals on or what I think can happen. And that's just for the people, you know, for you guys that are here right now. So what are we doing for the chase? And we got about 10 minutes for this because I don't want this one to run over 30 minutes. The last one we did earlier today was like an hour 30. I didn't even notice that. KMD. Oh, let me plug my laptop in. Almost had a blackout there. Air token. Air token isn't on any exchanges that I can review it on. KMD, right? KMD. Let's see. Yeah, I should be able to do KMD. It's on Bittrex, yeah. Komodo. So a lot of these altcoin charts are looking very similar. The only altcoin chart, at least that I reviewed, that look different are Litecoin. This blue is really nice on the chart. I need to use this more. Litecoin and I think it was Stratus that we did earlier. Litecoin looks bullish. Stratus, at least for my last look, I'll look again, but Litecoin looks bullish, and Stratus looked like it could have set up into a bullish situation. So yeah, I can't give you guys an opinion without me marking the chart up. That's just the way I do things. All right, so Komodo was looking very bearish. At the current state, it still is looking kind of bearish. But the good thing about Komodo is it is at a level of support which it has tested multiple times in the past. And all of the times that it has tested it in the past, it has broken out bullish afterwards, even though this is the very recent past. Let's look into it. Let's zoom in. We talked about the different time frames and when to use them and all that earlier. So you gotta zoom in. Yeah. It's at a level where if it breaks this level, I don't know, it's gonna go low. It's gonna go real low. Well, probably not real low, but it's gonna definitely go lower. It's probably a come about right. Down here to the sky blue. So Komodo's at a level where if it doesn't show bullish signs at this level, it's gonna drop down. And where it may drop down to, I'm thinking around 16,000 Satoshis. But the way altcoins have classically worked multiple times in the past, you know, they get pulled up after Bitcoin has a certain percentage gain. Ethereum Classic. Yeah, I'm gonna do Ethereum Classic because a couple people asked me for Ethereum Classic. All right, and this is what we're calling this the Crypto Chasers analysis. And that's the time when I'll do analysis on the coins that you guys want. Even though I may not be into it or whatever, but I'm gonna give you my personal opinion on the technicals. Ethereum Classic is mature enough for me to look at it on a daily overall a little bit. I could have swore I already had Ethereum Classic charts drawn up. This is weird because I have traded Ethereum Classic. Oh, you know what it is? I think those charts were on Poloniex. Yes, see? Because once upon a time, Poloniex, you know, that's how you know I'm OG. Once upon a time, Poloniex had most of the volume for everything, and Bittrex had like hit BTC volume. I was gonna say Cryptopia, but not that low. All right, so the same thing with Ethereum Classic. A lot of these charts are gonna replicate each other because of the circumstances, and the circumstances are Bitcoin is taking off, so that's why they're tanking. They're not tanking because Komodo's not tanking because of anything specifically with Komodo, and Ethereum Classic isn't tanking because of anything specific to Ethereum Classic. They're tanking because of the same overall thing, which is Bitcoin is taking off. So after a while, you know, and I don't think we're there yet, the seesaw effect is going to wear off. Bitcoin, people are going to look at Bitcoin as very expensive. Not the bigger money, but, you know, the average money is going to look at Bitcoin as too expensive. They're going to buy Bitcoin and then they're going to shift it into alts. And, you know, these smaller players are using things like Coinbase or whatever, and it takes a few days to get your Bitcoin from Coinbase. Sometimes 5, maybe a week. All right, so give it some time. Within the next couple of days, and as Bitcoin breaks out higher, we're gonna see some swings within the alts. So yeah, a lot of the alts are gonna be at make or break points, kind of, at least in the short term. What up with Neo? I got out of my Neo position the other day. And this is why you guys got to follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseThatCoin. Because, you know, when I'm not making videos, that's where I'm at. I'm talking my talk over there. What are we going to do? Oh, yeah, Neo. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Neo. Ooh. See, they're setting up nicely. I gotta fix my lighting. It's creating like a shadow. Some of the altcoins are shaping up. You know, they're down, but they're still at good points. And Neo is down, but it's still at a level of support. And for you guys that missed it earlier, like I said before, when you're putting on your levels of support and resistance, no matter how good you get, you have to look at support and resistance as a zone. All right, look at support and resistance as a zone, and that way, when the market does break your support, all right, you know that your support line isn't super exact or precise, and you know that the actual support area could be a little bit below it or a little bit above it. All right, so that's why I put this other red dotted line, because this represents the area in which I feel the support for Neo is, somewhere in between this range. And yes, it's a few thousand Satoshis, but that's the area. Or you'll hear other traders call it a zone, or so they'll call it a reload zone or a accumulation zone. That's the same thing as support and resistance, but they're just looking at it as an area. But if you look at your support and resistance lines as, hey, yes, the market, yes, I feel like the support is here, but it can really be a little bit below it, or it could be a little bit above it in that area, your trading would be a lot better. So Neo is still at a good level. The thing that Neo does have for itself, it does have this upward trending line. But the thing that it also has going against itself, it has broken that upward trending line. Let me stop moving the screen so fast, weirdo. It also has broken this upward trending line with volume. So I don't know. I don't like that too much. I don't like that too much. I don't like that too much. Overall, I am bullish Neo. I did have kind of a questionable moment with Neo when Bittrex delisted BitShares. I was like, if they delisted BitShares, they might delist Neo as well. And I'm not fudding you guys. I'm just saying this is what the thoughts I had in my head. But I am still very much so bullish Neo. But I was like, because if you really think about Neo and the splitting of the coins, the Neo is like the share of the company, and the gas is like what Ethereum is. The Neo is like the share of the company, and I've even heard Da Hong Face say that, you know. So I was like, China FUD, China FUD. But I'm not fudding you guys, and that was just something I thought about at the moment. I was like, whoa, and so that also led to me selling my position. I was like, they could get delisted next, and on top of that, I know that the market is going to pull back after, leading up to or after Red Pulse, and yeah, and it hit my target. Look, the charts don't lie. On top of that, these were my targets. The yellow was a target, a modest target, and the blue was, in my opinion, the best case that Neo would have got out of that run. And what did the market do? The market pushed through the target, and right at the target, it gave us bearish signs, broke the support, came back up, bull trapped a couple people here and slammed. We got out. We got out over here. We were out that. So chase that coin. But you know what I mean, I'm going to teach you guys how to do this as well. We're going to learn. You're going to learn from me. I'm going to learn from you guys, because some coins I find out from my followers. It's impossible for me and for the few people that I do have researching things with me. We can't find out about everything. So let's check the chat and get a few more coins, and then we're going to wrap this one up. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. You don't got to donate. You don't got to do none of that. Just hit that like button. Hit that like button. Carbon Hood. They were trying to be like a cryptocurrency Robin Hood kind of thing, right? I mean, this is not me endorsing them or anything, but from that idea, that idea is, you know, I could see it possibly being kind of something like a Binance kind of thing. I wouldn't buy any. Like I said, I would not put my money in any ICO right now. Any. It's just not worth it. Air token we cannot cover. ETC for November 13th. If there's some ETC news for November 13th, I haven't been following. I stopped really looking for Ethereum Classic news once they didn't release the Emerald wallet and the What is Gravity. After they didn't release that, I was like, okay. Not that I'm totally done with the coin, but I was just like, all right, there are much better opportunities somewhere else. I'm not letting my money sit in Ethereum Classic anymore. Well, it's not even money, my Bitcoin. Well, it is money, but you know what I mean. NEM. Let's look at NEM. NEM is one of those. NEM is kind of like a. NEM moves like it's Tether. It moves really. What is going on? Oh, it's XEM, right? I'm bugging. I was like, oh man, everybody's getting delisted. Okay, NEM is another one. I know I've traded NEM before, so I probably have a Poloniex chart. Yes, I do, but I haven't traded it in a while. But judging from this green line, I don't remember the trade, but we made some money here. That was a target, so it probably was back here. That was a while ago. NEM isn't looking good. NEM isn't looking good. And the next level of support for NEM is 40% loss away. But this is the thing that may save all of our cryptocurrency bags, our altcoin bags. When Bitcoin gets to a certain level, right? Normally, and in the altcoin market, it changes a lot. It changes a lot. But normally, when Bitcoin gets to a certain level in a bull run, then Ethereum's and whatever else is the top 10 starts to push up, and then from the top 10, people start feeling exotic, and they say, you know what? Let me go buy. Hold on, let's look for a good one. People start feeling exotic, and they're like, let me buy. You know what? I just made some money. Let me go buy some Digibyte and some Bancor. You know, so after a certain point, the altcoins the money is gonna spill over, all right? And mind you, the China money didn't even come back. And this is important. This is what nobody's really watching. We're almost back to the market cap that we had before the China FUD, right? And China isn't even all the way back in it. So when China gets back in it, that's 40, 50 billion on top of the market. That's 40 billion. Oh man, y'all gonna have me here all night. Y'all gonna have me here all night. That's 40 billion. Nobody not watching that. We did OMG earlier. Check out my last video. This is my second live stream for the day. But pound that like button, guys. Pound that like button. I also did Stratus. So those are two last ones that I'm gonna end with because I already did those two. We already did those two, but just to talk about them again really quickly. Did I talk about everything I wanted to in this video? Yeah, yep, yeah, I did. All right, LTC, BTC. Oh yeah, so this is what I'm seeing for. Ooh. Well, you can't. This is what I'm seeing for Litecoin. So earlier, judging from this, I was saying Litecoin is getting ready to make a bullish move. All right. But, and I'm going to teach you guys this right now. When you get a bearish engulfing candle pattern at a level of support, this is not ever a good sign. Ever. It's actually a very bearish sign. It's a very bearish pattern. The bearish engulfing candle pattern itself is bearish, but for the fact that it is at a level of support is very bearish. Now, I said this earlier, you cannot judge price action from a moving candle. All right, so from my earlier analysis, if Litecoin is getting ready to break out, this is a great buy because it has pushed back down to the support. So it may float around here overnight and then start to creep back up and push up bullish. But if the candle closes like this, this is not a good sign. I would get out. All right. So as far as what I would do, what Chase That Coin would do, and I'm not telling you to do this, Chase That Coin, Shaka Daniel, would enter this market, take a position, right, and monitor the position. If the candle closes just like this, so right now it's at, what is it at? 1,021,000 Satoshis. So if I buy into Litecoin position at 1,021,000 Satoshis, and at the end of the day tomorrow, which would be what, the candles close at like 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. So if at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this candle closes, right, at the same level that I bought it at, making a bearish engulfing at a level of support, I'm getting out. I don't care. Yes, I'm going to lose the trading fee. Yes, I'll probably lose about under 1%. I don't care. Under 1% plus the trading fee. I don't care. I would get out because this is never a good sign. But Litecoin is this is a bullish setup. This is a bullish setup from the eye test. But not jumping the gun and being a veteran and a professional, and that's what we're building here at the chasers, the Chase That Coin team. Not jumping the gun. We would take a position, but we would also be very willing to exit the position if the price action shows what it shows. And if this closes in a bearish engulfing candle just like this, I can almost 100% guarantee that Litecoin will continue to go down. And I probably would be willing to take a bet on it. I used to be a gambling man. Growing up, I used to play a lot of CeeLo. And when I was like 22, 21, I used to play a lot of poker. A lot of full tilt poker. I used to want to be a professional poker player. Oh yeah, and Strat, right? Yeah. I used to want to be a professional poker player. So I used to play a lot of Poker Stars. Are we looking for a Strat, right? So, yeah. And Strat also. See, this is, I don't know, it's not looking good for Strat, man. It's not looking good for Strat. Strat is almost identical to Litecoin. But Litecoin is showing much more strength. Litecoin is showing resilience. Strat is just laying down and dying. But we can't be mad at Strat. Strat is, I think, the best performing ICO of all time. And that's because why? Strat had their ICO when the DAO hack happened. So people were just like, no. If it wasn't during, or it was shortly after or around there. But people were like, no. Even me, that I said no, and that's when I was really on my ICO game. But I was like, oh no. And I got burned in the Dow too. Not that much, like 10%, 8%, 10%. But Strat, usually these triangle squeeze patterns coming to a level of support like this are bullish, usually. But when they aren't bullish, no matter whether they're bullish or bearish, they are always gonna pack some volume. So no matter which direction they go in, they usually move violently in those directions. So Strat has a lot against it. But all of these altcoins have one thing in common. Bitcoin will go to a certain level, and then it will pull the altcoins up as well. And we'll start gaining back Satoshi value, which is the value that we want. Why? Because slow crypto is better than no crypto. So I'm going to check the chat one more time, and then we're going to get out of here, man. Ta-da-da. Oh, man, I didn't want to do that. Nah, tomorrow, guys, I will be back again. We're gonna start streaming a lot. Even though I'm still trying to tweak stuff with this setup, because I know charts and all that. I do not know OBS. I don't know Photoshop and all kinds of stuff like that. So I gotta learn that kind of stuff. But tomorrow at 3 p.m. for sure, I'll be back at it. Or follow me on Twitter at @ChaseThatCoin, and I'll tweet out too for these other coins. That was my first ICO and it worked out. Yeah, people made boatloads off of Strat. Now bearish BTC is the safest. Pound that like button, guys. Everybody that's in, or hit the dislike button. If you think I was talking a bunch of malarkey, a bunch of nonsense, then hit that dislike button. If you like what's going on here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we turning up, when we are out here turning up. And when we're on the chase never stops. So give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, share this around. And I'm gonna jump in the chat with you guys. And until tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, keep chasing that coin, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the chat.